So do you see all this food? So I woke up today. I've been at a friend's place, doing like videos and stuff like that. So I haven't been really home. And what happened was, all of this food was just like, and all this meat, 3 weeks of just meat, was in my fridge, and it's warm. Like you can't feel it right now, but it's like warm. It's warm. It's just pumping out hot air, and I have all these eggs that are warm. I think it's because it's summer that this happened. You know that. That's why. Because I guess like the fridge, the dial was at like 3, between 1 and 10 of like how cold it gets or whatever. It's at a 3 right now. It was at a 3. So I fixed that, bro. I don't know, it's like stupid. I was pretty mad this morning, but I try not to get as mad as I can be, because I'm already like a really angry person in the morning. What happens is like I wake up and I think about every bad situation that could happen, and I just get like really mad. Like me and my grandfather who raised me, me and him got into like a really big fight a few weeks ago, and I just didn't control myself well enough. I don't know, because him and my sister got into a fight, so he wanted my input on it, and he was like getting mad that I wasn't on his side, and then I was getting mad at him, and I just blew up because I'm not at the place right now with my anger that I can just like let things go, especially with like my grandfather, who like a lot of the times is the reason why I went into drugs and started drinking heavily and started being so reckless. My initial reaction was to get angry. I wanted to get very angry this morning, right? Because like I was already angry. I was trying to calm myself down this morning. I was like doing my fucking prayer and 12-step whatever recovery thing, and I was still getting pretty mad. What happens is I set up situations in my head that won't ever happen. Like I have arguments in my head, and I feel it. Like I feel it in my body, and I get very mad, and then I start to. The problem with anger though is anger leads to, if you get angry at something, that anger is just like, you're just inviting unwanted things. I feel that anger, a lot of times, it leads to like violence, and it does, you know, if it isn't like, it leads to resentment. You know, like I had to learn a long time ago that I'm not angry at things, you know what I mean? Like when I blew up at my grandpa's face about something that happened. When I blew up at my grandpa's face about something that happened a long time ago, I wasn't even angry at him. You know, I wasn't angry at him. I didn't hate him. Like I didn't have to yell at him. Like I was saying like really fucked up shit, and I was screaming at the top of my lungs, and like he was like asking me to stop, and then I was telling him no, I'm not gonna stop. Like you didn't stop anything bad that ever happened to me. Like I was getting angry at him, and I was getting mad at him, and it was slowly becoming hate. And I don't want to feel hate, because hate's a really dangerous feeling. Like right now, my refrigerator is broken, and I called my landlord today, and if I got angry with him and I got hateful at him, okay, what then? There's another person I'm angry and hateful at. So instead, I chose to just calm down, be assertive, like have a serious tone, like it's not a joke, like I need my fucking refrigerator fixed. But when he told me like, oh, there's nothing he can do today, I didn't get mad at him. I didn't blow up in his face. Because then what would that do? That would do nothing. I know that my building is fucked, and I know my management is fucked. That's why I chose this building, so I can do stupid shit. If you ever see my videos, I'm always doing stupid shit inside this apartment. I can't do that in a nice apartment. So that's why I chose this, right? So it's not my fault that my refrigerator broke, but it's also I have to take into fact that it's my fault that I'm in a situation where my refrigerator can break. Like, I chose this shitty apartment with shitty management. Of course, my refrigerator will break, and no one can fix it today. You know, like, of course that would happen. That's my choice, right? So now, I'm. So that goes with the same thing with anger and hate. Like, at some point in time, you have to look at yourself and think, wait, what were my choices to get here? Like, is it worth being angry and being hateful? Because hate is like such a fucking terrible thing to hold. When I was younger, my mother, she left me on the streets when my dad died. She was sick, you know, she was sick, and she attempted suicide, and she was in a coma for like 3 months, and she left me and my sister on the streets, and she didn't tell anyone where we were, and so we were lost on the street when I was like 3, my sister was 6, and my grandpa had to find me and me and my sister, you know. And for a long time, I hated my mom, you know. I didn't like her. I thought she hated me. But then it was only till I let go of that hate and that anger that I told myself, it wasn't until I was older and I talked to my mom and I found out things about her. Like, she was actually sick, and she too grew up with a shitty childhood. And that's not an excuse for anyone, but if I grew up with a shitty childhood and I ended up the way I ended up, you know, like, it was harder for me, then I can't imagine a woman back in the day growing up with a hard childhood. You know what I mean? And so I have to take that into accountability of like what her actions. Like, she's sick. She isn't all there in her head since she was a kid. You know what I mean? Like, I don't blame the meth head screaming out my window that I can't sleep. That's stupid. Because he's obviously just gonna yell. If I get mad at him and I yell at him, it doesn't matter. I've been there. I've been the one screaming outside high. If someone tells me to shut up, it doesn't matter to me. I'm just gonna keep screaming. So there's no point to be mad at my mom. There's no point to be hateful at my mom. Because that hate for my mother grew into my relationships with women. I started to resent women, and I started to not treat them well. You know, I would get like drunk and high, and they'd like spend time with me, and then I would just get angry, get hateful, and then I would yell at them, right? And that's wrong. And I had to take myself out of that hate and out of that anger, and I went to go get help, and I was like, why am I treating these girls like that? Why am I treating these women like that? Why am I treating my girlfriend, who I've been dating for like 5 years, and like, she's great, why am I doing this to her whenever she's trying to take away my drugs? Like, why is that? But then that's when I found out that I was like, oh, I have a drug problem, and I have like mother issues. Like, the therapist told me, she said, well, first, like, if you have a coke dependency, like, and someone's taking away your drugs, that you will react negatively to that person in a hateful way. And I was. And then, of course, if she's a woman and I have trust issues or whatever with my mother, it's building up on that. More hate. Hate creates more hate. And then I found out that through that, I found out that I don't hate women, and I don't hate my girlfriends that I've been with, but I'm just angry at my mother for treating me poorly, and I was never able to get mad at her. So I'm using these women when I get mad at them. I'm switching them with my mom. So when I'm getting mad at them, I'm actually getting mad at my mother, you know? And so when I found that out, and when I could really see it, I'm just a better person now. Like, I don't treat women like that anymore. I don't get mad at women like that anymore. I don't feel resentment towards women anymore. I don't feel resentment towards my mom anymore. You know, like, I understand my mom now. Like, I understand she was sick, and that's not an excuse, but I understand that she was sick, that something traumatizing happened to her, that her love of her life died, and she was already broken mentally before, and he was the only person keeping her together, which is sad because like it should have been her kids, but it wasn't. It was the dad. My dad was great. Everyone says he was a great dad when he was alive. I don't remember him, but and then he died, and then she just snapped. And I get that. Like, who am I to say that my mom can't snap? I snapped all the time. I snapped all the time. I just told you about the women I mistreated. How like they would try to take away my drugs, and I would snap. Boom. I'm not like that. I'm not a bad person, but if I don't keep my anger and hate in check, then what am I doing? So with anger, back to my refrigerator, yeah, it's not, I need to look at it from the root. It's not my landlord's fault that the refrigerator broke. He didn't break my refrigerator. It's not my fault that he can't, it's not my fault or problem that he can't get anyone in right now. Right? So if I get angry at my landlord, if I get angry at the refrigerator, if I get angry at my life right now, it's not moving anything, right? So what I can do, I can put the meat in cold water and taste one, and then we'll see what happens, right? I can look around for extra money now, right? I can do that. I can look around for little extra side cash jobs. I can do that. I can make this video where I'm like vlogging about anger, like now, boom, right? I can still continue pumping out videos and promoting and things like that. I can do so many other things than just get angry at my landlord. So it just doesn't make any sense. I'm sorry that this is like, I don't know. I hope someone sees this, and if you're feeling like hate and anger, my only advice to you is to look at the anger from the back. Don't look so narrow inside the anger. Because if you just look at what's making you angry, then you're just gonna stay angry. You're just gonna stay mad. But if you find the root of that anger, the reasoning, then it'll help you. And when I went to therapy, my therapist would always say, she's like, what's the matter? And I was like, oh, well, I think I hate women. She's like, no, you don't. And I was like, what do you mean? She's like, I'm a woman. You came in here nicely. You don't hate women. What's going on? Then I told her about my mother. She's like, you don't hate women. You feel betrayed. And so then I switch hate with betrayed. I feel betrayed at my mother, which makes me angry at other women when I feel hurt. And that itself started to heal me. So I think the best thing that someone could do if you're feeling angry or hate or negative emotions, change your wording. You don't hate peanut butter. It tastes bad to you. Do you know what I mean? You don't hate the rain. You just don't like being wet, you know? Right? Then you can adjust, right? Like, I don't hate women. I just feel betrayed by my mother. So now, whenever like I'm in a confrontation with a woman, I can now see it from a different angle. And when I feel myself getting abrupt, because I'm human, I make mistakes, right? When I feel myself getting mad, I can just calm down. I'm like, no, you're not mad at her. She didn't do anything to you. This is wrong. And then I'll be like, you're right. This is wrong. I'm not mad at this person. Because I know that anger and hate's coming from a different place. A misplaced area in my life. You know? Because she's not my mom, and my mom isn't my mom anymore either, you know? Which is kind of fucked up, but... Just, yeah, if you're mad today, I'm sorry you're mad, I hope you feel better. But just know that it's going to be okay. And just try to switch your wording around. I know it sucks, but just try to switch your wording around. I don't know when I turned off my fridge, and then, because it's hot as fuck. So I turned off my fridge, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to clean the place, pump this video out. I'm going to write all day. I got to do something. But I'm not going to get mad. That's the point of this video. Okay. Bye, guys.